Oh, God. What are you doing in there? God. You gotta stop doing stuff like this, man. Who do you think you are? Me?
I'm okay. I'm okay. 2024 was the year of the shorts for this channel, mostly due to the fact that my job changed and my hours became very long. So most of my content creation endeavors happened to be shorts content creation that year. I swear to God, this year I'm actually gonna put more than 2 long-form videos out this year, I swear. So most of my content creation endeavors focused on the shorts feed. And I swear, this year, I'm gonna put more than 2 long-form videos out this year, or so help me, future Nemes. I'm gonna get you. When I get you, Nemes, I'm gonna get you. When I get you, Ricky. But, yeah, those videos are gonna take a while, so... Here's a compilation videos of all my original shorts from 2020 to 2024. Split up by the retro gaming videos, the skits, the Canada Day shorts that I did that one year, and any miscellaneous thing that doesn't fit into any of those 3 categories. Why am I splitting up this way? Mostly because if I did it in chronological order, I feel like the retention would just tank, and the retro gaming stuff is like the most popular of my shorts. And then skits are followed by that because, frankly, I like to think I'm funny. I'm hilarious, in fact. Followed by the Canada Day shorts because that's its whole own separate thing that, I just like making fun of my country a lot. Get on my level, America. And then the miscellaneous stuff just because, I feel like... I don't know. There's not an easy way for the rest of them to fit, but I still want to include them. Like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?
I've been looking for this memory card that I've lost for years, and it's because it has a very precious save for me. The Simpsons Hit and Run is perhaps one of the greatest licensed games of all time because it's GTA, but less violent, ? This is one of the few games that I've played for so long that I actually managed to 100% complete it. And then I lost the save shortly after. How did I lose it? Well, it was stuck between a sink cabinet and a dresser. So my dad and I are renovating this room over a decade later, and there it was on the floor. I found it, and it was freed from its furniture prison, I guess. And that's a relief, because part of the reason why I wanted to find my old memory card was so I can solve a mystery that has haunted me for years. You see, the demo of The Simpsons Hit and Run has the monster truck in the first Evergreen Terrace level. This has always bugged me because as far as I know, that vehicle only shows up in level 5 with a poo. Unless you have a 100% save file. Then you can use a special cheat code that allows you to use any car in the game, including the monster truck, which I promptly reenacted the demo for my personal pleasure. Fun thing is that it goes for any car in the game, even the mission-specific ones. And that's why. So I booted up a new game of Kenshi and decided that I was gonna have my characters based on the TMNT with the Nobody start. That went about as well as you expected. Because you see, I started in Venge, which, in case you didn't know, is filled with a bunch of hostile robots and is fired upon by a orbital space laser. I'm sorry, the what? I was gonna live with the consequences of my stupid actions because, after running away from the skeletons and big things, I accidentally made the Rise movie plus Splinter timeline, and then I accidentally quick-loaded to my last save and lost the save. I hate everything. So as a quick continuation, I figured I might as well save scum, because I already lost the save anyways, and I forgot to export all the hivers I made. RIP. Plus, having the 4 hivers still alive is kind of a better story, in my opinion. I at least wanted them to be together before they all horribly died. So after a bit of better prepping, because a big thing happened to die next to us, we traveled to Brink. Raph, Mikey, and Denters, the Splinter ripoff, made it, but Leo and Donnie had to hang back for a bit because they nearly got killed. But eventually, slowly, we got everybody to Brink safely. Except for Raph's left arm. And it was at this point that I knew that I was probably going to make a full series on this, because it gets wild from there. Stay tuned. This is probably going to take a while, though, because I'm working on other things. Just a heads up.
You know, the fun thing about Blockbuster cases is that they have a different texture to them on the outside, and they always have 2 disc trays. Oh, you know, I've been looking for you for a bit. Why'd I put you in here? Long before the days of early access, demo discs were one way that developers could promote their upcoming games. And PS2 demo discs were some of the coolest, in my opinion. I might be biased, like just listen to this music. Man, I miss the vibe of PlayStation demo discs, man. There's gotta be a way to recreate this feeling. And on this disc in particular, we have some bangers, like Battlefront 2, Soul Calibur 3, Slay, and Sly 3. You even get some fun early differences to how the games are now. Like for Battlefront 2, they're still using the color green for your team, and the Guru's voice in Sly 3 being a bit... Okay, let's actually look at the other game that was in the Blockbuster case. SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman is one of the first times that the Little Sea Sponge entered into 3D. And boy does it show! Early blocky 3D, weird audio mixing where the music completely cuts out during cutscenes, and the hit detection. Oh my god, the hit detection was so bad, you guys. There's also the notorious bug on the PS2 where the loading gets stuck, but that doesn't happen on emulators surprisingly, like on the PS3. On the other hand, the console versions at least were very show accurate to the first 2 seasons. A lot of these objectives could very well be episodes. And they even have Clancy Brown in this game as Mr. Krabs.
Yoo-hoo! SpongeBob, over here!
For those that don't know, that, never happens in these games.
You boys can hang around here or go home.
Slay is probably one of the most obscure games in my collection, not limited to the fact that it's a sequel to an Xbox exclusive. No, I'm not kidding, how does this even happen? Slay asked the questions of, hey, what if mecha anime, but shonen? You got everything. You got the tournament arc, the AI companions, 2000s musics that will get me DMCA'd, and all your favorite mecha. You got Code Geass, Overwatch Diva, and literally a f***ing tank. Let me know if you want a long-form video on this game, because it's really fun to talk about, not gonna lie. You know, they say that licensed video games are never good, but I battle for Bikini Bottom. This is the one SpongeBob game that gamers more or less unanimously agree upon is a good, fun game. Probably one of my earliest gaming memories is booting up this game and running around jellyfish fields, bashing robots with a bubble wand, and sliding around on my tongue in sandy mountains, much to my father's disgust. The comedy's on point too.
Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to handle the answer to.
Rehydrated is also good, but there's definitely some revisionist history going on. And frankly, I like the 2002 SpongeBob model better. One day I'll probably talk about these games in depth, but for now...
That's right, I played Sims 3 on console.
Look, my most powerful computer at the time was a Core Duo laptop, and I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. Ironically, Sims 3 on consoles is not the insanity that was The Sims 2 on consoles, and is more faithful to the PC version, with some quirks. For instance, it's mostly open world, but the world is cut up into 3 or 4 sections. Also, I found this out in a playthrough in the late 2010s, I made a crime family. One of them being a thief, which it turns out in the console version only, you can steal from the community lots. So you can steal paintings from the museum, or a police car, or a freaking light pole! I love how jank this game is. Let me know you want a full video on the crime family, by the way. That was a ride.
Okay, so we've been here before. Several times, in fact. But Soul Calibur 3 is actually pretty important to the series at large. It's the first game in the series to have character creation, and it even has an alternate story that's purely separate from the rest of the game. Like, from whatever the hell's Awesome and his dream that he's trying to idealize. First appearance, by the way. And what's different than all the other character creators past 4 is that they're not just clones of the, Soul Calibur cast. These are all archetypes with their own original-ish movesets that are separate from, say, Mitsurugi or Lizardman. It's crazy to think that the originator is so radically different and almost like a first-class feature that are nice to have than the modern incarnations of the series. What's also crazy is just how bad I am at this game.
Lizardman wins.
What a funky little lad, I love this guy.
I don't want to fight.
Meet arguably one of the best Tony Hawk's games in the mid-2000s. American Wasteland takes a cue from the last 2 Underground games and mashes the mechanics from both,
Thug 1 had wall plants, but Thug 2 had the sticker slap.
and was the one that I played with the most. They also added bikes, that was the thing. Even though you're stuck in the hellscape that is LA. The environments are varied enough as you skate, bike, and parkour your way to skateboard legends. And the level progression is based on building the sickest skate park on the planet. I love this game.
Okay, look, I'm late to the party. Deadpool and Wolverine has been out for a while now, but life seems to make my video plans implode with any time sensitivity attached to it, in case you haven't noticed.
That's for all the clown jokes.
Deadpool is the best known time capsule of 2010's humor
You like tacos, Wade?
and being in delisted licensing hell. What a time to be alive, am I right, my fellow gamers? The game is decent, if a bit repetitive, hack and slasher with guns. But let's face it, if you're here for the random ass jokes and fourth wall breaking humor, you sick. Which had me cackling as a teen. Though, if you're going into this game with only knowing, say, his Ultimate Alliance 2 appearance, and I guess now probably the movies, Deadpool's lore out of context will slap you harder than that dog's tongue in the new movie. Bro argues with himself and has a thing for death.
Seriously, roll credits. We're done here.
Oh damn, right, it's Pride Month. So funny story. I didn't have much planned this year, and I kinda got busy, so I don't have a video like last year, so, here's footage of Nightmare Caught by, famed PSX and trans icon Bunlilith. It's a good game, happy Pride. So yeah, there's gonna be some cutaways segments in between each of these main segments, and I just wanted to let you know that hopefully this year I'm gonna try to get into affiliate programs and see if I can scrounge up just some minor cash, because I feel weird about just randomly starting a Patreon. I wish I was joking. But you know, hey, if this works out, that would be nice. For my retro gaming shorts, I have definitely collected quite the equipment that I use for these. For my gaming retro setups, I use the HD Retrovision cables for PS2 and PS3. Yes, they use the same connection. I'm as surprised as you. Really nice to get around the DHCP issue, though.
And I use a dongle by Brook to connect my PS4 and PS5 gaming controllers to my old PS3. It's quite the different experience, let me tell you. You can purchase all this and more over on Stone Age Gamer through my links in the description. I'm ad reading this on my phone, right? Like, I'm ad reading this on my phone, right? And I just put, and while you're doing that, have a belly of laughs on the house. I think I was trying to segue into the skits, but this doesn't make any sense to me. I did write this at like 2 in the morning when I had nothing better to do, but past Neme, what the fuck?
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. It's about drive, it's about power. Or is it? And just what is his Martha Francis name? Rock, right? You're wrong. It's Dwayne Johnson.
You know, I envy some artists. Because, you know, you see it on Twitter all the time, right? Oh, haha, I misplaced my pen again. Guess I'll have to buy a new one. And as frustrating as that is, I'm extra. And while I have lost my pens, I usually find them. But then, I get the very unfortunate thing of, they break. And they break in the stupidest way, too, because they'll land on the tip, forcing the mechanism so far up that basically you need to resolder the pen just to get it to work again. And because I don't know how to solder, of course I'm gonna buy from Amazon again. And because this is the 3rd time this has happened, this was enough reason for me to upgrade to a screen tablet. This isn't supposed to be a flex, that's just how mad I was on Tuesday.
So I queue up for Tricolor, right? And I wait and I wait. And finally I get into a match. But when I get into the match, it's open! Sheldon, there is no Tricolor. The mode does not exist.
So, hey, I got some new weapons you can check out. Sheldon, I just came across a major conspiracy. Shut up about those weapons. And I know Big Man's behind it. Oh, sweet Salmon, help me now.
You know, you ever just go about your day, living your life, watching, I don't know, cat videos or something, and then it hits you. Oh, damn. I'm alive right now. Your senses turn up to 11. You are aware of every breath you take, every particle on your body, every minute stimuli. You are aware of you in this moment that we call life. And it is terrifying. I have this feeling about every month, and it is really annoying. Gets on my skin. Under my skin? So let me get this straight. We live on a planet that we have collectively decided to call Earth. I'm being pulled down by freaking molten minerals underneath the Earth. And, oh yeah, I have millions of billions of microorganisms on this meat sack we call a body. Okay, yeah, sure, okay, I guess this is what we've done for our entire existence. I do labor. I eat like a champ. I'll probably sleep next. Right, so first of all, it's a Pikachu, not a teddy bear. If you're gonna insult me, at least do it correctly. Second of all, oh yeah, and I don't need to prove my masculinity to you. I have a job, I pay my taxes. Why do you care what I spend my money on? Sounds like a skill issue to me. I also sound like a nerd, and that's more or less accurate, I can't deny that. Oh hey, it's Pride Month. I feel like I should do something, but I don't know what. Oh, wait a second. Be me, 28 male. Find a cockroach on kitchen floor. Was going to leave him because I didn't want to deal with that right now. Friend reminds me that the lay eggs in food. I am disgusted. I ready my steel-toed boot from the time that I worked at Discount Grocery Store. I can't bring myself to do it because the idea of it jumping on me creeps me out.
I hate how it moves. My brother says he's willing to do it because it won't sting him. I hand him the boot. A few violent swings and the beast is annihilated. I ask him to smack it one more time for me. Little drops the boot on him. My brother gains 2 experience points. We are now even for the wasp invasion of 23. My friend reminds me that I am 28 bail, and I can squash the bug with my foot. My resolve is unchanged. It had to be done.
Disgusting. I have so many questions. Number 1, is this a collab? The thread. Number 2, why is there a taco on the sunflower bag? Number 3, is Taco Bell selling sunflower seeds? Number 4, what do sunflower seeds even have to do with Taco Bell? Do they use them in their tacos? Number 5, how long has this been a product? Number 6, are they at least salted? Number 7, what even is Biggs? There better be some good portion sizing for a name like that.
When you're cleaning out your living space, but you're tired from an overnight shift, so your brain just thinks things like, I didn't ask for condo depresso, I asked for condo americano.
Okay, so back in 2023, I made a bunch of Canada Day shorts, roasting the different provinces. Except apparently I forgot to upload Nova Scotia, which doesn't feel right to me, but I can't find it on the YouTube channel. And nobody really watched those shorts. Except apparently, y'all watched Saskatchewan and none of it. Which is weird, because I feel like those were the weakest ones. And then it feels even weirder, because none of it gets like an uptick in views randomly. And I just don't get it.
Happy Canada Day! And while I do respect my country, I'm gonna partake and indulge in some light ribbing of it and its provinces. Why? Because if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you really laugh at? You know what I'm saying, eh? Obviously, this video is gonna take like multiple shorts to actually make because, well, we have a lot to go through. So join me in Roast Canada, eh? So in my Roast of Canada, we're gonna start strong with Ontario because I feel like the rest of the country feels like we need to be taken down a peg. Understandable. So Ontario is the New York of Canada. We have a stereotype that we're loud, kinda snobby, rude, the world centers around us. And from living here all my life, I can say without a doubt, yeah, that's pretty accurate actually. I mean, this might just be law of averages. After all, like 70% of people live below this line. Do you ever get tired of that statistic? I know I do. But you know, the second you get on the QEW, you might as well be in Mad Max Fury Road, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to talk about what I've seen in retail. I mean, we've propagated the bag milked myth. That's only an Eastern Canada thing. So, I'm sorry, the rest of our country. Okay, so next on the chopping block is Quebec. You saw this coming. Quebec is probably the second most place that you've heard of in Canada, aside from Ontario, if you live outside of the country. Why? Well, because it's pretty much the main place of maple syrup and the birthplace of poutine. I'm sorry, poutine. Oh, and something about us having a distinct society. Now, in fairness to you, Quebec, that's a little warranted, because, I mean, you had the Patriot War, and then you had the Quiet Revolution, but also, the little language police law is, you know, a little much. While the Quebec stereotype is that they want to separate from the nation, in current Quebec status, really that manifests more as maximal regional autonomy. Something that the West is understandably very jealous of. So the first of the prairie provinces that are up on the chopping block for roasting is Manitoba.
And I mean no disrespect from what I'm about to say, but aside from Winnipeg, I honestly don't know much about you, Manitoba.
You know, aside from the fact that Winnipeg was one of the 2 cities in the country to have, like, STV as a voting system. And I wish that was still true. It's hard not to stereotype you as Canada's, like, farmland that most people fly over, except for Winnipeg. And I guess, along with the other prairie provinces, you have some of the worst winters, and I am not jealous of you in the slightest. I've become a popsicle in the winter already. Oh, and you also have polar bears in the province, which... kinda based. So next on this roast, we gotta talk about Saskatchewan, Canada's trapezoid. Literally the only reason why I knew Saskatchewan existed was because of its trapezoid shape, and it's kind of funny that it's the only shape like this in Canada. The most notable thing I know about you is that you're where Tommy Douglas came from, and is why we have a Canadian healthcare system in the first place. However, one thing that I want to note, because it's funny to me personally, is that you have a cooperative telecommunications company that goes up against a crown corporation. Something that is like stereotypically leftist policies, like has the same goals but by different means, and I just think that's hilarious. That's it, that's all I have for Saskatchewan.
Next up on the chopping block is Alberta. And Albertans, you're probably very tired of hearing this, but you get why you get compared like this, right? Welcome to Canada's Texas. Listen, you gotta listen to me. You got the cowboys, you got the oil, you got the farmland, you got the lower paying taxes, which I'm kind of jealous of. You don't have a provincial sales tax. Dude, I'm jealous. Yeah, man, that's right. You've also tried to succeed probably more than all of the other western provinces, cause you're the loudest about it. Though in fairness, there's probably more going on underneath you, because like, you're also like the birthplace of 2 different, and I'm gonna be broad here, anti-capitalist ? Parties? So clearly things are a little bit more complicated than just cowboys and oil. But it's a big part of your identity. Now we have British Columbia, or also more commonly known as BC. BC, you're the West Coast. Like, pick a West Coast stereotype, that's you. You're stereotypically liberal-ish, your weed is pretty widely available. There's even like a notable workers' co-op in like one of your big cities. Like honestly, you could take Washington, Oregon, and California, and that's the vibe of BC. Also, special shout out to BC for proving that a boot actually exists. And the Canadian accent is real. And now to our sponsor. From one sea to the other sea, welcome to Canada's fishing hotspot, Newfoundland and Labrador. I didn't realize which was which until I looked it up. The island is Newfoundland. And you know, I don't know why, but aside from Quebec residents, Newfoundland and Labrador residents are probably like the most bullied. You have your own classified slur. What? Like, and this isn't like Quebecer, where like, it depends on the person and the context. Every context is bad with this one. I don't even want to say it because I don't want to risk anything. Like, does it refer to the dog where it comes from? But I mean, like, regardless, it just seems mean. What did Newfoundland do? But like, apparently Newfoundland people have like a specific accent? I don't know, apparently it's different than a regular Canadian accent, or we're just that stuck up, I guess. Next up is one of the 2 probably most forgotten places in Canada, New Brunswick. The main fact that I know about New Brunswick is you are probably the like 2nd highest per capita French speakers. Probably like, if we were to rank it, it would go Quebec, New Brunswick, Northern Ontario. I don't really have much of a roast here aside from that little fact. I'll be honest, I hardly know anything about you. Much like the next province on this list. Welcome to Canada's probably most forgotten province, PEI, also known as Prince Edward Island. The monarchy really has an ego about them, huh? Like I said, I honestly keep forgetting that you even exist. And I mean, can you actually blame the rest of the country? I mean, we have all this land.
and you're this teeny speck. Apparently, when I do look up stereotypes for you guys, you have a lot of potatoes, and you got good beaches. Understandable. And that's all I can really find about you. There's probably more, but this is supposed to be a short series. I gotta move on. I'm sorry. Welcome to one of my favorite province names, actually. Nova Scotia, Canada's Scotland. That's not even a joke. Like, look at their coat of arms, look at their flag. It's New Scotland. Nova Scotia actually translates to New Scotland. They wear their origins on their sleeve, and you gotta respect that a little bit. Chances are, if you know about Nova Scotia, chances are it's because 1, you've been there, or 2, you've heard about the treasure from Oak Island. Long story short, Captain's Kidd's treasure is supposedly buried there. And there's a whole TV series on it. Is it true? I don't know. For all I know, it's just a tourist stunt. And I wouldn't blame them for that. I don't know. That's like the most interesting modern thing that I can say about Nova Scotia. So I'm a little mixed about adding the territories to this because, you know, it's kind of hard to roast swaths of tundra in places that I'll admit that I've barely researched. But on the other hand, it also feels wrong not adding them, so here we are. Anyways, the Yukon. Special shout out to you for being one of the probably easier capitals to remember. Because all you gotta remember is that it's not Yellowknife, because that's Northwest Territories. So basically you take the capital's first letters, and you gotta remember that they're like the opposite of what you think they are. This probably makes more sense visually, but that's how I always remembered it. Your big claim to fame is the gold rush, but I know you for a more personal reason. For the hit Canadian series at Fawn of the Yukon, baby! It was a gross out humor show, but man, I loved it as a kid. And it had a really weird time travel plot for the finale. I'm as shocked as you in hindsight, but no, look it up. There's like 3 different Tommies, man. 3,000 different Tommies, in fact. So I'm combining the next 2 territories because they were kind of the same territory for like the longest time, and that's gonna be Northwest Territories and Nunavut. And personally, I like to joke that the reason they split off is because they were having none of it. Actually, I should look up Nunavut. It feels like that has like a very important name attached to it that translates to our land. Oh. So I made a mistake. And you know what, for this roast, I might as well go national, because why not? So anyways, what the f*** is Canada? We're part of the New World, but we're still connected to an outdated institution called the Crown. Which, by the way, we borrow some of the worst policies from that. We have a history of democratic reforms, but most of the time the only ones that have succeeded was not by rebellion, but by political, parliamentary shenanigans and being really petty about it. And honestly, that's kind of the best part of our history. Most of our country is English, but we're officially bilingual because we kind of got this, like, 2 nations rising at the same time sort of thing going on. Don't even get me started on the spelling. I don't bother with the O-U-R, guys. It's color. It's co and or. Why bother with the U? Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you about these last ones. Like, I just didn't know where to put them. So here they are, like, here they are. Enjoy. Someone is coming to the door, okay.
Me.
There we go. There we go. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, so this might be a huge mistake. Okay, honestly,
not as bad as I thought, but the fact that I just bit into this, it's a little overwhelming. Like, the first bite's not too bad, but, like, give it, like, maybe, what, 10 seconds? Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. And Santa Claus shot JFK.
Taking out my old gaming laptop to get it ready for a video that I procrastinated over a year on. I'm sorry. I found out that the battery had expanded to the point where it was bending the chassis.
Like, I don't know if you can see it, but I don't think that's good.
That's a problem. So I spent that weekend unscrewing the laptop and taking out the battery, which luckily all the screws were easily accessible for. I had to wait for the battery's replacement, but luckily, it's been a successful transplant. Now hopefully I can make that damn Linux video without having more issues like...
So hey, this shirt is my mental state right now, but we're almost done, so it's fine.
And it only happened after a certain point, so I don't think it's a frame rate mismatch. That's a hard word to say. Mitch. I swear English is my first language.
New year, new me. I can't wait to start taking YouTube a little bit more seriously. Well, you know, I drink when I win to celebrate, and I drink when I lose to console myself. You know what? I'm gonna make me some Bahama Mamas. God damn it!
How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? Let's see.
You know, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with YouTube Shorts right now. On the one hand, Shorts is more or less the reason why I've made it this far, and it can be a really fun experiment to see how you can condense a joke or so much information under a minute. It's also helpful to still make videos when you're on a 12-hour shift. That's fun. On the other hand, these analytics are wild. Like, most of the ones that I've been making recently are close to 1,000 views each, and then some just blow up or flop, and I have no control over that. I swear these are more volatile than long-form videos. I swear these are more volatile, there we go. Neighbors definitely think I'm crazy now. I swear these are more volatile. I'm literally going to make a short of me just flubbing these goddamn lines. Why can't I say volatile? I'm very upset right now, and I'm very tired. I hate it. I hate when just your one day brain cannot interact with your lips, and then it's just like, you just don't know how to pronounce that word now. I swear, these are more 4 years ago today marks the first video on this channel. Yay! Was it a review?
So you and sweet Papa Isabel,
A mechanic in a game that I really enjoy? Was it a slow descent into madness as I troubleshoot an issue with a piece of technology that I used?
but yes, sanity confirmed.
Nope! It was a joke video about the COVID vaccine possibly coming in the near future, and we'd all live happily very shortly. Oh, how naive I was. I also like to think that my humor is a lot better than, whatever this is. They took my Leaf Stanley Cup, so you know what? I'm gonna take the virus's life, eh? That's right, this is what you get, eh? My super vaccine cure! Okay, Ontario, listen. We have the opportunity, why can't I say opportunity? No, it's volatile all over again. God damn it.
I got the EasyCap Game Link Raw recently, and I came across a weird issue. The capture card was grabbing 21 frames per second instead of the advertised 60. This would happen both in the software the device came with and OBS. Booting into Pop! OS on my gaming laptop, I could get close to 60 FPS due to my laptop just being under the recommended specs, but even with a live USB to my desktop, gave me the full 60 FPS I was missing in Windows using the same port. I didn't know why this was happening, so I got a PCIe card and now I get 60 FPS running through that.
So yeah, has this happened to anyone else? I gotta know. Can't just be me.
If the footage from your UVC capture card device is desyncing in OBS, try this workaround. Instead of using the audio from the video capture source, bring the capture card's audio as a mic source or a separate audio input source. For whatever reason, this audio seems to sync up better than the one that is used in the video capture source.
Is it really over?
I hope this helps, and now I'm off to work on part 3.
Man, I miss Rumbleverse. A year ago today, the game shut down, and we haven't been able to play it since. But what was Rumbleverse? Well, it was a battle royale with a slapstick-esque combat style that looked something like...
Nice.
Baller.
Perfect. Keep doing. I'm so close. Nice.
God, I need this game back in my life, and it makes me say... There's also pseudo-friendly fire when you team up. Your attacks will hit each other, there will be knockback, but instead of doing health damage, it will actually affect your partner's stamina. This leads to moments where just because you can't hurt them directly, things like this can happen.
I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry.
Did you killed me.
Wait.
That was added to the list of things that I will never live down in all my life.